Squeaky, squeaky. Moving the mic around, and we should be live. So for those of you who are watching in the future, watching the replay of this, welcome. It'll probably be a couple minutes before we get into the actual combat stuff, whatever we're doing in the game. So feel free to skip ahead in the video. For those of you who are stuck here live, well, you're just stuck here with me for the time being. We'll just give a couple minutes for people to file in. Just put out the messages. This has been a very professional launch for me, surprisingly. Or, I don't know. I usually try to be... I was kind of taught that you should be a man of your word. And, you know, if you say you're going to start at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, you should start exactly at 2:30. You should be ready in the room at 2:58 or 2:28. Anyway, so, welcome Russell. Welcome other Russell. You guys can fight among yourselves to see who's the Russell and who's the other Russell. Welcome Andrew, and welcome No Name. Welcome Soccer Gaming. So, we'll be continuing the Japanese live stream, the 1920s start. We have carriers in this. We're now on patch 1.03, which I guess is different. Where did my mouse cursor go? There it is. Which is different from the last time we streamed. We probably were still on 1.00. Were we on 1.01 yet? I don't know. Hello, Matthew. So, there's been a few changes to the game in the 3 patches that have been released so far. Most of them affect new games, I would say. Or most significantly affects new games. Russell says, the best way to keep your words is to never give them away. From Napoleon Bonaparte. That's a good point. It's kind of a fun little saying. I like it. I'm not sure if I've heard that one. I think I have. But anyway, so I guess we'll go ahead and load the game up. You can see that in theory, I'm trying to keep this second parallel run of Germany's going on at the same time as my actual Let's Play series, which is game 999. Unfortunately, who has time for that? Apparently the last stream for us was May 26th. And game 3, although it's empty, is technically not empty. In game 3 is what I was testing my AI Wars mod. Aha! Mathau Robert. Tort is back. I am indeed. We'll load into game 2, but just to kind of buy a little bit more time for people who are just finding the stream, I'll tell you a little bit, an update about AI Wars. It works. In fact, gosh, you know what would be fun if I ran it? It won't, I guess it has no effect. One second, I'm going to blank the screen just momentarily, just so I can pull up. Oh, yeah, perfect. Let's get this. First of all, sorry, I have to, here, let me just do this over here. That way I can unblank the screen. Perfect. So I can actually run my thing. I believe this is my latest version, 3.02, is it? Let's see if this works. I don't even know if this will work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Anyway, AI Wars mod, what's the update? Sadly, not a good one. It turns out that there's no way to interact with the game while it's running. The only way to get the game to run, to get the game to accept your changes. Here it is, the AI Wars mod. Oh, it's beautiful. So you can see this is actually game number 3. I'm playing as Austria-Hungary. So, just a little teaser as we're letting people file in here. Yaquan Song has joined. Torturpix is live. Now this is not Torturpix, this is Tortogo. Since Togo, the famous admiral, who defeated the Russians, I believe. Considered the, what was it? The Lord Nelson of his time. I think he actually called himself the reincarnation of Lord Nelson, which is a little bit bold, but anyway, this was my AI Wars mod. It actually does update. If you end the turn, it updates. It's nice, blah, blah, blah. Tensions upgrade. The only problem is you cannot, I sink ships in this. There's a battle that goes on, and the ships are sunk. But, there is no way to interact with the Rule the Waves game. There's no API or anything like that. Unless you have to save, exit, and reload. But let's just take a moment and admire how beautiful it is. Oh, yes, it's so beautiful. Oh. Took a long time to do this, actually. I mean, a long time. Anyway, that's the AI Wars for Rule of Waves 2, which is basically on hold now indefinitely. Unless people want to save and reload every month, which seems... I mean, people didn't even want to save and reload for the Rule of Waves battles. And that saves you time no matter what. Even if you just want to run out the clock, you want to just go to the end of the 500 minutes, the simulator will do it faster, right? Because you can just save, run the sim, load, you're done. But that's a lot harder to sell for an every month type thing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, there's some workarounds. I could try to do some... I really don't know. But so hopefully we can get Frederick or somebody at the MWS team to somehow allow interactions with the game. But let's get into the real stuff now. Let's actually start playing. So in this game, as Japan, we have apparently been relatively successful in Northeast Asia. I think we started with the Marshall Islands and the Caroline Islands. We definitely started with Formosa. Who are we at war with? Oh, we're at war with the Russians, and we're trying to invade the Laotong Peninsula. That's right. So far we haven't been getting invasions, but this is always the challenge in this game. Don't ask me about this from my Germany playthrough. It hasn't been spectacular. So, Paolo Abib says, "What a waste! Shame, mate." Yeah. So, but I think that eventually, once Frederick, the developer, has gotten things settled, as far as like patches to fix bugs and stuff like that, we may eventually be able to persuade him to add some kind of interaction. Really, all you would need is an ability to save and load right here, which would already take away some of the tedium. So if you could save and load, like if there was a save and then load autosave right here, that would be, or save and load most recent, click, boom, you've basically updated. And I know that would be, even that double clicking would be a pain in the butt compared to most games where you can just have something running. But anyway, Russell says, for now on, I will be happy with AI allies lending me a ship squadrons for my battles. Yeah, the problem with that is, of course, if you're like me, unless you're very you roleplay perfectly, what I always do is immediately send my quote-unquote allies' ships to die. I just send them. I want them dead because I know that they are my allies right now, but they won't be my allies forever. There's no real connection there. There's no benefit to keeping the allies' ships alive. There's just nothing, no sense of really having an alliance, right? It's always just kind of it always feels like a sham, basically. It never really feels like an alliance in this game. So, and we do not have allies in this one, so we won't have to worry about that. But so I think that in this game we have some really good fleet carriers. Let's take a look. We have two really good and under construction. We do have one more, yes, which is a 84 aircraft, which is quite good, I would say. Plenty of dual-purpose guns, 4-inch and 3-inch. Also has light and medium. Oh, not very much light, but at least some medium AA guns. Pretty decent belt, deck, turret, all these things. Probably don't even need 3 inches of belt. Not really sure why I spent that much on it. 2.5, in my opinion, would have been just fine. But it's already been decided. It's already been done. So, I believe this also has 4 anti-aircraft directors, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we put 4 AA directors on. I don't know. Okay, so this is opening it now. If we were to open it as a refit, it probably would not have those 66 tons free. So, yeah, so Russell, or who knows which is the other one. I only play on Admiral mode. Problem is non-issues. Yeah, so if you play on full Admiral mode, you only control your main group, and then you basically only give orders as to what you want your ships to do in general. Like, what do they want to be, support roles or whatever? Scouts. So, this is what the almanac looks like. We are sorely behind in terms of budget, which is not surprising. Japan's usually the lowest budget in the game. Although, I think with a few victories, we could at least overcome the Russians, which is a big blow for the Russians because they are supposed to, at least in theory, have to defend the home port over in Northern Europe, As well as, this is the problem with them historically. Ask the battleships who had to make the sad journey, or the journey, the normal journey, really. It's a long journey, but it's a journey which can be done. But for them, it was a very sad one. Over from Europe to Asia to fight the Japanese in the early 1900s. It's pretty bad times for them. So let's go ahead and advance a month, and then I'm pretty sure we're going to have some battles. Okay, Yoshima, I'm trying to remember what our ships look like, but I don't remember. Ooh, interesting. So we have... These are not dual purpose, but otherwise this would kind of remind me of like an Atlanta. 6-inch instead of... I think they had 5-inch on theirs. Yeah. This would have some reasonable... I mean, it has a lot of torpedoes, and it has a lot of mines. So it's a pretty good ship. We also see the Soviets are creating another heavy cruiser for us to sink. This one's 33 knots, so it's pretty quick. Only 2 torpedoes per side. It's a little bit strange. Very light armor. Very, very good anti-aircraft capability. Maybe they're on to us. Okay, better damage control, better submarines. We are doing 0 submarines, I believe. Yeah, we have 0. We have 0. So they didn't have any success against us this last one. We have a carrier which is raiding, which is interesting. And we probably need to put some of our heavy ships on... Okay, battleship engagement. Aha. Are we blockading them? I guess we can't. We have to be in Northern Europe to do that. Enemy raid on coastal shipping. We'll accept it. It's a battle, right? Attack ships. Somebody has commented, or Russell, or the other Russell, who knows which one is which. That is a lot of light cruisers. So 33. Yeah, I think that the reason why we have so many is partly because some of these are not good. So at least this many, which is what, like 8, the Unebi class, are useless. And the Notoris are good. The Tokuwas... I mean, essentially we've combined heavy cruiser and light cruiser all into the light cruiser class. Anyway, so what do we have here? Speaking of cruisers, we have the Tokiwa, which is the most advanced one. I mean, it's 9,000 tons. It's hard to even call it a light cruiser. And we have... Oh, so these are all very good. I can't remember. Is this my most recent class? I guess I have to... It's been so long since I played. We actually have to look these things up, sadly. Nebi is the oldest, then Chitosi, which is also not mine. No, it does look like mine. But it was built in 1916, so it can't be. That's a decent enough ship, it looks like. Then we get to mine. So you can tell, 4,500, 5,200, and then we get to the Tortuga designs, or Tortogo designs. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. This is really funny that the progression is exactly 1,000 tons per design. 7,000 tons, that's pretty big. We can make them bigger. So the Otowa, pretty decent, I would say. It's not terrible. 31 knots is actually pretty fast. The next one was the Notori, which is actually 1 knot slower at only 30 knots. Better armored. More torpedoes, just in every way I would say better. And then recently I guess we got a Tokiwa, which is honestly looks almost as much like a heavy cruiser as anything. But I don't know, yeah. No mines on this thing, but well, it's good that we have this one ready to go. Oh, interesting. Catapult launch search floatplanes from... Yes! Yes! We're launching search planes. We have so many search aircraft, by the way. We will surely find the enemy. Somebody asks, Russell asks, which one, or what should we invest in battle cruisers? Okay, let's first get to squad max. What's our, so we're not limited by sea state. I'm going to kind of avoid them. to get to the north side while we're picking up speed here. Current speed is 19. Should put us on the north side. That's what my goal is to be on the north side, but to still pick up, what's their vision range? Yeah. So they would have a hard time squeaking through on the south over there. Oh, they're over this way apparently. Maybe we're going to do some bombing runs too. That'd be nice. Having spotted them, but... Oh, well, okay. Speaking of which, just in time. Oh, wow. Okay. We don't have vision of them yet. Do you have float plane search priority? You should. It helps spare your bombers from carrier actions. So this is funny that you mentioned that, because some people have been saying that float plane search priority is completely useless. Which is a very bold statement, but they basically say that the search planes, the float search planes that you have are terrible, and it's better. You're actually better off using. I'm not sure we're landing any hits here. How's the sound level for you guys? Is it too loud? About right. Okay, well, we're getting some work done. Nice and early. 2 torpedoes. 3, 4. And perfect timing. Right as we're... right as they're in the way, getting their poor unfortunate bodies torpedoed to death. Wow. That must be... Yeah. Okay, so this is the one that's probably sinking. Is this really a heavy cruiser, though? Because if it is, we actually don't have the guns to engage that. I don't think so, at least. We might try. If we can hold them off until they take another strike. There's another... Go! Look at that! Go down! Go get him! Yes! And we're actually doing pretty well here. Alright. Oh, it is a light cruiser. It's another big light cruiser, just like me. If I can ask, you reckon 40k tons you could build a dreadnought immune, or battleship immune to 16-inch guns? So it depends on what quality. That's a pretty tough ask. No, no, I would say no, not at all ranges, obviously, but you could get some immunity. We really put the hurt on this one. Apparently we have some AI-controlled destroyers that they're competent. They're conducting training maneuvers. We just imagine. Okay, so last names are easy. Wishheart says, I don't know why they say that unless they're broken. I haven't had that much chance to play with... Yeah, so I believe that Russell's here referring to the comment I made about float plane search priority being useless. Yeah, so I guess that's what the complaint was, is that the float planes they're not useful in this game, and they probably should somehow be improved. Please don't interrupt our fleet training exercise over here, if you don't mind. So this is Poppenberg actually says exactly what I would have suspected, that float planes are useful, as you have to rely on CVs for fleet scouting, I guess, otherwise. Oh yeah, don't have to, yeah. So you want to do float planes to prevent your dive bombers or probably first your torpedo bombers from having to do stuff. But the thing is, I guess that's not exactly how it works. But apparently, they're just not as good. So they have just really picked a bad time to come in here, I guess. Is that really an armored cruiser? We've spent our... Yeah, these are not. We spent so much time just knocking the crap out of this. But it is a 9,300 ton light cruiser, so I guess if we're calling ourselves a light cruiser, they are free to call themselves one as well. Do have the wind advantage. Doesn't play as much of a part, obviously, this late. We're immediately landing some shells on this thing, which is good. This is a much lighter light cruiser. So far we've been getting, I would say, more or less pretty lucky with our attacks. Oh, torpedo tubes hit. You. Okay. Which probably did a lot of structural damage, but we're still alive and kicking. I wish my destroyers would decide to end their little... Let's just never speak about this. Okay, so what's our plan here? Hey, Ulf Johnson's joined. Hi, Ulf. It's really interesting to see people who've watched your series for like, or commented at least on your series 2 years ago or so. They really have the sizes of these vessels, which are supposedly the same. Modeled a little strange. We're kind of just waiting, I think, for the return of the naval bombers. So as soon as that happens, we'll happily... oh, what looks like he got on fire. Let's see, Birdie Leg says, don't even need ABs to carry the planes, just stick them on your BCs and CAs. That's what I do. I would rather keep all the space on my heavy cruisers, even probably my battle cruisers. I'd rather keep all the space for just combat stuff. So, okay, so like let me just pause and actually talk about this for a second. This is a stream, right? So we can kind of interact with the chat. It's kind of what, I mean, I'll kind of like tab along with spacebar, but mostly I want to talk about this point for a second. I've done some thinking about this, off camera obviously, just in my own time. I don't think float planes are good on battleships, battle cruisers, heavy cruisers, and they're okay probably on light cruisers as a escort role. And if it works out that float planes can work effectively as scouts and replace the need for carriers to have to do that, that would be good. But this is the reason why I say that. Obviously, the float planes are not cheap, right? It's like 200 tons, and every 200 tons that you take away is essentially like, let's just call it half. It's probably not this much. Maybe it is on heavy cruisers, but it's not this much on battle cruisers. And let's just say it's more or less like one plane equals half an inch of belt, or maybe 2 planes equals half an inch of belt on battle cruisers. But that's still a big difference. You're effectively reducing your combat capability to scout the enemy. Now, that is hugely important. Let's not underestimate in real life, caveat being in real life, how important it is to have scout planes. Now pause for a moment, let's suspend our view of reality, and then let's go to Rule the Waves. In Rule the Waves, you start a scenario, and you're generally pointed towards the enemy. If you aren't pointed towards the enemy, then you guys can both, like one person go this way, the other person go that way. You can avoid contact. Nobody wins or loses the battle. There's 0 negative effect for not spotting the enemy. The worst that can happen is that you just don't engage in a battle where you get a big victory. So it's kind of like you pay a premium, which is an opportunity cost. You had the opportunity to sink the enemy, but you didn't get it. You didn't find them. However, if they have scout planes and they scout you, they'll move towards you. And then as soon as there's no effective advantage of having spotted the enemy first. You don't like ready your crew. You don't tell your crew, hey, guess what? They're over there. Get your guns ready. No, none of that is abstracted into this game. It's just whenever you spot the enemy, if they're in sight range, let's start shooting. There is, as far as I know, no effect for having spotted the enemy ahead of time. Now, what's worse about this is the scout planes don't have any benefit in combat whatsoever. Not even like their scouting reports. Like, okay, do you guys, if you were here for the last Japanese stream, I had this one battle with a light carrier that was against a light cruiser, and I was in vision range, like this far away, maybe it was like this far away of the enemy, but yet when I said, okay, let's launch, they're moving, let's say southeast, I clicked here, and it took them longer to launch, and the enemy was maybe right here, still in visual range. My airplanes, my torpedo bombers, went back to where I told them to go, so kind of good, right? But the problem is it was the same enemy that was in visual range, and they just didn't attack it. They just flew around where I said, even though, you know, I've already said this, I think I talked about it in my German series now, or if that, maybe that video hasn't gone live yet, but it's just insane that you would have somebody spotting the aircraft, spotting the ships from your aircraft carrier. You tell the pilots go after that ship, and then they just don't do it. It's just really immersion breaking. Which could otherwise be like a very tense, dramatic moment, but it's just kind of totally lost by the stupidity of the planes. Which, you know, you have to understand, this is an algorithm, somebody's writing the script here, and you've told them to go here. The planes don't have the, excuse me, bumped my mic. They don't have the intelligence to, yeah, anyway. So, let me try to catch up on chat after that blurb. Cross-deck superior, blah, 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 good point. World War II, the Japanese had developed a class of heavy cruiser with a large seaplane hangar on its aft portion with multiple cranes and hangars with 10-inch guns, of course. Yeah, so I think that's very useful. It's useful to have that information in real life, but you just don't benefit. So that was the kind of the concluding point, that you don't benefit from scouting enemies, especially because scout planes just give you these flags. They don't even really extend your vision. So if I had a plane over here and this dot was over here, I don't start seeing that dot beforehand. Even radar gives you this advantage, but you don't have that with scout planes. I don't know if technology dependent, like when they get radios, if you should have access to that information sooner, or if you can get like beyond the horizon reports on where your shells are landing, which I guess scout planes could be used for, or maybe were historically. Russell Wishart says, your synopsis is sound unless the enemy is CB heavy, don't you think? Yeah, so there is one situation that's right where that doesn't pay off, and that's if the enemy have carriers and you need to spot them before they spot you. That's the one, that's the edge case, but the problem is it seems like running into enemy carriers is extremely rare, and there's no like Battle of Midways. There's a whole thread on the Ruled Waves forum right now, the NWS forum, about how very few people are experiencing carrier versus carrier battles. There's been some people who report that they have had them, but there's been several people who have reported full playthroughs where they never had them. So this is, I would say, an edge case, and most of the battles you're going to fight, obviously even the people who are fighting those midway battles aren't getting them very often. So most of the battles you're going to fight, it won't matter. In which case it's better to not have scout planes on your battle cruisers, because you'll win any other battle, or at least it may, if it's hanging if the balance of the battle hangs on the edge of a knife, that half of inch of belt, it may end up saving you. Or you use the extra scout planes space to increase ammunition, and then maybe you don't run out of ammunition, or you increase the AAA capability or AA capability, and you may not take damage from a fighter. You know, who knows? It just, the effects, there's obviously a lot of potential effects. It's obviously just better to have your battle cruisers more combat effective, but if you don't have that possibility, I mean, I think you have that possibility so long as there's no punishment in Ruled Waves 2 for not having scout planes, I would say. Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult for me to actually keep up on chat and determine what everyone's saying, but I'm pretty convinced about this. Wow, that's a lot of torpedoes, and we have a hit, so let's please stop torpedoes now for a little bit. So there you have it, chat. Go ahead and run wild with my little hypothesis there. How would this be fixed? If, like I said, there was some incentive for spotting the enemy, and maybe you would have that. There's a lot of recon planes. Maybe you would have that if you got some bonus to your initial barrage or something, your initial couple barrages, if you spotted the enemy already. I don't know. I mean, something like that. Just watching out for torpedoes here. And we were obviously kicking the crap out of this thing. Just ping me with @Tortuga if you have like some serious comment to make. Wow, is our sea state is sea state limited? No. Oh, we might have actually taken some damage. What the hell? Look at those torpedoes. Where do those come from? Oh, well there they are. Oh, that's gonna be dead. You know what? I'm going to suspend my torpedo launching prohibition. Oh, good, we got her. Okay, go home. Let's save these really valuable... It looks like the fleet exercise is over, boys. Let's launch our torpedoes, hit the light cruiser, and go home. Very bizarre, right? So that's what I was wanting to say about that. I thought a lot about it, and... Because when I'm making all these mods and stuff, I start actually thinking in my head, if I was to make a game, which I may actually have the capability of doing... You know, everyone wants to make a game. It's something that it's like a pipe dream. But I think the first step for anybody who's interested in making a game is to do mods for games that are close to what you want, but not quite, and try to make them into the game that you want. You get experience designing the game that you will eventually want to make before you actually make it. Dylan says, would be interesting if having a scout plane up in a certain range of your ships, surface ships were attacking, increase the accuracy of your ships. Yeah, something like that. I think that there's... And let's not be naive about this. It's going to be difficult to implement these things for a one-man development team. Remember, everything we're seeing here is a one-man development team. It's mightily impressive. One of the things which impresses me the most is actually the fact that he has this 3D map, which is so... I mean, this is better than most games. Even, you know, not one-person development team games. To have this really nice surface to play on, I think it's just very well done. It's one of the things I first noticed about Rule the Waves 1, the original, is how cool it is that you're actually playing on a world map. It's not a flat map. So, that's interesting. Birdie Legs asks, can I ask why your AI war mod is so large? Yes, it's a very simple reason. I'm doing all my coding in Python, and I use a program like a module for that called PyInstaller, and I just package all my everything in my executable is basically the zipped up version of every library I use. One of the libraries I use is called NumPy. This is just, I don't even need it. It's just a very nice way to do like MATLAB type stuff, like matrix calculations. And I store my, the tensions matrix as a matrix. I don't do it as a list of lists, which I could do. And that's the way I would get this, you know, cut this size in at least by half, probably down to like 30 megabytes. So anyways, short answer is PyInstaller just takes everything and it just makes this executable Python plus every library that you call without knowledge of what you do with the library. If you import any library, it just grabs a whole library, which NumPy's is huge. There's a lot of what's it called? Things that require other things. A lot of whatever that word is. Things calling other things. Dependencies. There's a lot of dependencies in NumPy, and it just grabs everything very naively. I actually was experimenting with doing a virtual environment and only installing very few things. But the thing is, NumPy, I just need to get rid of NumPy, and then probably the executable will be like 30 megabytes, which is already huge. The program, if I wrote it in C++, which would just take a lot longer, would probably be like 3 megabytes, even with the GUI. So anyway, very successful. We lost one destroyer, which was not our fault. We lost one transport, which is not our fault. And we actually sank. So the aircraft sank a heavy cruiser. Yeah, Russell or Wishart says, "Wow, you obliterated the squadron." Look at our aircraft did some real work here. We can't be taking all the credit. Although if this was the Japanese Navy versus the Japanese Army, we would absolutely be taking credit. So we didn't even see this ship, but she was torpedoed 3 times and sunk. But that's the disadvantage for them, and actually kind of unfair almost. Battles are now decided so much by where you fight them, and you don't have a choice in that. There's no option. Another kind of thing I would say about the battle scenario thing, which could be improved, is there's no choice to say, don't go near enemy ports. We don't want to die. So for now, we'll just take all these victories and keep building our... Holy cow, we have a lot of victory points. Well, what do we need to do in the meantime? I don't remember what's going on here. I really do hope Frederick can... Maybe other people can go and post in the forums that they'd like this to be sortable. It's already sortable here, so we can sort by class, by name, all these things. It's perfectly functional here, but not yet here. Okay, so anyways, I have a 3 pings, which I didn't read yet. Let me get to them. No Name says, I personally didn't notice a lack of CV battles on my Austria-Hungary playthrough. They did involve BBs and BCs mixing with ships still, but carriers did play a large role. That's good to hear. Birdie Legs, yeah, I answered that one. And Poppenberg says, what will be the next building program looking onto? What will be the next building program? I don't know if you're talking about shipbuilding program in this game or if you're talking about my mods. Because I'll probably work on the Rule the Waves 2 Battle Simulator mod next. Because, oh man, in my German gameplay, episode 23, I think the next one, or maybe it's 24, whatever, one of the ones coming up next, we're just decimating the French. Poor French. We caught them. We just won a war with them. Now we're going back to war with them, and they're not ready. And I just want to auto-resolve. So. Okay, so what do we want to do? I want to kind of take a look at the status of ships. So people are starting to build... Ooh, Great Britain's building 3 fleet carriers, and the United States 4. That makes sense. So we have to stay on top of that. Basically, as soon as we have the money, I want to grab another one of these Soryus. Okay, 5 destroyers. We did want some destroyers. Oh, I forgot to do aircraft. I always forget to do aircraft. Damn it. I don't even know what this means. That seems like an incredible range, though. So, that seems like an incredible range as well. Okay. I'm going to decline this because it's a raid on coastal shipping. I don't want to go near their ports for the same reason that we just saw how beat up they got for going near ours. Next building program, sending the Unabis to the scrapyard. Yeah, so that is... the reason why I like these most is because they have a lot of mines. 46 mines. So we can go to area overview here. We can see that in Northeast Asia we have 651 mine laying capability. So that's just total number of mines, I guess. And mine sweeping looks pretty good as well. 364, 168. I don't know how these numbers actually work out. Bigger here is good for offense. Bigger here is good for defense. But what does it mean beyond that? I don't know. It would be nice to have all these values. So if I was the creator of a game, I would make all of this pretty transparent. What that does is unfortunately make you more vulnerable to criticism. It does sometimes ruin people's enjoyment. But I'm a tabletop gamer first. And you had to read rules and know what all the calculations were done by the game. And I sometimes think that game designers might use this black box. Like, you don't know what goes into this combat rule. I think they use that because they're scared that people are going to criticize the system they implemented. And I don't think you should ever be afraid of criticism or feedback. That said, you guys all better be very nice to me in chat. Only positive things. Whew. Robert X says Japanese didn't use CV recon at Midway as they used recon planes from the CAs. They actually had a hard time. I guess, well, haven't we all seen that one wonderful documentary, Battle of Midway by... Damn it, I forgot to do aircraft types. Somebody remind me, Battle of Aircraft types. The Battle of Midway by... What's his name? He's done some very good... He did Coral Sea. Does very good animated, like, graphical overviews of these battles and gets into the details. We can secure better terms. Peace security derailed. Fantastic. We have better torpedoes. Torpedoes do more damage if used. What? I assume that this is not the obvious statement that you have to hit with a torpedo to do more damage. So what does this mean in parentheses here? If we use magnetic pistols? Is this an option? Let's find out. Man, additions during development has made it somewhat sluggish. That's not good. So our minesweeping apparently is not good enough. Yeah, okay. Russell says magnetic pistols is a toggle like oxygen fueled. Okay, good. So probably increases number of duds. I don't know what I just accepted. But, oh god, no, no, no. I don't think we're going to fight this. Just going to run away. We'll take it on the chin. We're not going to disrupt their whatever, but I don't want to lose aircraft. So go for safety. Oh, it's almost nighttime. Okay. Then okay, we'll go. We'll go in. We can go in because... Oh, wait. Nebbies? Never mind. These are nebbies. Get the hell out of here. Russell Wishart says, I like the... Wishart, I should say. I like the black box approach. It helps my immersion. Yeah, so this is what I would say. The best thing for a game to do is not show, display in big, bold numbers everywhere what the internal mechanics are. However, having the internal mechanics available, like deep in some detailed, more detailed manual, not like user's manual, but like here's the... People like me like to know. I like to know. Not everyone wants to know. It does, sometimes it does ruin your immersion because then you start min-maxing more. But that's, I think that'll. Well, I don't know. I can see the advantage of if you're a little bit nervous about how people are going to judge the game, you might obscure those things. If you don't use torpedoes, they don't do any damage. Yeah. Yeah, let's end this scenario. That was a minor victory for them, but irrelevant. Okay, aircraft, before I frickin' forget again. So, what do we have? We have torpedo bombers. We have a lot of them. I only want one of everything. Let's take the longer range of these two. Yeah. I don't know why this one is not obsolete yet. Fighters, we have two. This one's just obviously better. Obsolete. Medium bomber. Probably could use a better medium bomber. We have three torpedo bombers. Wow, insane range, 187. Very low range. This one's the best except for range. These two have... Well, this one has insane range. Who is the fastest? You are the fastest. Damn it, anyhow. Well, not surprising. Do we need this much range? I kind of like this one the best, actually. She's tough. She's maneuverable. These things are all going to help. We're going to make the bold claim. We're going to make the bold decision here to go with short range, very efficient torpedo bombers. Now, as for our request, I like the fighters we have. I don't think I'll get those yet. We may want a flying boat, 1937, so it's 37? 38, yeah, it is 37. So we haven't got a medium bomber for a long time. I don't use them very much, though. I did auto-assign things, so I won't be doing that in the German playthrough. I'll be happy to... Well, I won't be happy, but I will do the management of air groups off camera. So you'll have to, take advantage of... it'll be brutal. You have to just manually... Every single airbase you have to manage it. And I think everyone is pushing for one of the development steps should be implementing templates. So you only have to manage one, and then you can save it as a template and implement it to every airbase. Obviously, that would save a lot of time. And it's probably very effective to do. I mean, most people are going to want a single template for all their airbases. If they only allow one template, then that's not as good. But if they allow multiple templates, you can actually have a reserve template, an active template, stuff like this would be great. Let's see. What do you think of anti-aircraft focused cruiser for fleet protection? I love it. I basically focus every light cruiser I'm designing now on heavy and having a lot of anti-aircraft. So we're still stuck on this screen. Torpedo bombers and fighters are mostly what we're going to have some good effects with. But okay, let's go with medium bombers. They obviously need it. Range and bomb load? Yeah. What's the range like? It's not bad. And that was 5 years ago. Okay, let's go bomb load and then range. Let's do that. So manually messing with all these is just a big pain in the butt. Right now we have 10, 10, 11, 11. And that's good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with all this. I probably would want a little bit less. I want more flying boats than anything. This is too many medium bombers in my opinion. So let's actually, well, I guess we need some. I want these because they're better. Yeah, let's take this. Well, I'm not going to do this for everyone, but I think my ideal system would be 16 of these and take this up by 4 as well. I like this better because it gives us more ASW, but okay. I'm not going to do it for everyone, so forget it. And we still haven't invaded. 341 to 118. Okay, we actually cannot invade. We don't have enough points. Fair enough. Okay, better armor quality. Good. Still no dive bomber. Is that a bug? No, I guess that we've been told it's not a bug. Damn it. Okay, so we have our best battle cruisers, 16-inch guns. These things have been very successful. I don't really like us moving towards port. Their port. And it's daytime as well. We'll see if we spot them. If we do... Wait, what are you guys doing? Oh my gosh! Oh, we got our carriers here. I did not notice. It's both of them. Oh-hoo! Alright, fantastic. Since we're moving into with the wind at our back, we'll turn around, move into the wind, which will also be avoiding them. This is perfect. Let's kind of slow this down, this train down. I didn't mess with the cap or anything like that. Let's go ahead and reserve or get everyone to prep. We don't know where we're going to go, but we'll just prep them all anyway. Okay, we have spottings. Okay, well, let's just make this easy. We will send out 23, 23. We'll just head for this middle one. We want the one at 23, 28, which seems like the most reliable. They're probably headed this way, though, so let's go for the 23, 25. We'll want to launch this attack. Okay, so on the Akagi, I forgot. What's our... Oh, it says here. Sorry. Our spotting is 28, which is perfect. Yeah. 27. And spotting of 28 as well. Okay, 8 more. Can't do it. I really want to get the fighters out, but I can't. So there'll be 2 fighter escorts, which is not ideal. All right, we want the 58, 50, 20. What is it? It doesn't show it. Can you show on map? We want this one. 12, 23, 25. Ah, God, I have to do this again. Okay. 11, 11, 1. 25. Okay, we do have this one. Yeah, I think this is good. So let's launch all of these at this. And it is morning, so this is good. Okay, launch strike. Woo! Hi, Kurt Over has joined. Welcome, Kurt Over or Oak Tree. So I think we just protect the carriers. I kind of want them to get the damage done first. What do we have as far as escorts here? See, 27 is slow. Oh, damn it. They gave me one slow class, which I'm not happy about. You guys, same thing. See, why did they do this? They could put this 26 with the other 26. My bigger thing is allow you to have ships that can be grouped together. The actual ships chosen for the battles, and their divisions, their organization, I don't usually complain too much about, but this is obviously a big failing. They have 2 ships at 26 and 3 at 35, and they put 1 of 26 in each of the other 35 groups. Why would they do that? Obviously doesn't make sense. Just does not make sense. You would not do that. There should at least be some preference from the order of battle generator to put like ships together. Gonna put these guys into the main battle formation. We're just gonna, well, do they have ASW? I mean, do they have... Yeah, they do have light guns. Never mind, we're gonna leave them on support so that they can give anti-aircraft protection. I'm gonna put you on manual control. Take these up to 20. And here we go. They don't need to, launch that attack. Did we not launch it? I don't know. I guess they're probably loading? Spotting. They must be... okay, they're getting ready to take off. So I guess they're just still getting ready. They've already spotted, I guess. There we go. Here's the launches. Good. Good. Fly, my pretties, fly. Fly, my pretties. Alright, take care, Poppenberg. Up. Alright. Well, we have to be prepared. If we're, gonna dish this out, we also have to be prepared to take it. So they are approaching. We'll tighten up our formation even more. We do have some cap, which should help. So their Yak-23s are attacking our aircraft. Oh, they're dive bombing Kaga. They're not approaching our battle cruisers, they're approaching these. We probably should smush together then. Snow bomb hits though. This is madness. It is actually a carrier duel then. I still think, what's the reports? Battle cruisers. 2 battle cruisers. Yeah, I don't know where their carrier is then. Ah, here we go. 2 light carriers. Okay, so we're up against 2 light carriers. We should, very much outnumber them. We have a lot of stuff approaching enemy ships. I think we gotta go in. I'm gonna trust our very experienced... Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, now we definitely want to go in. So far, this has been a really fun battle, though. I'm really happy we're streaming this. Another torpedo hit. Hopefully on their carriers, but obviously we have a lot of ships in position for anti-aircraft. More approaching enemy ships. And what are we? Yeah, so most of our guns are super firing. We can actually chase their ships almost as effectively as if we get a broadside going. It only adds 50% more, so it doesn't add that much. Enemy aircraft are approaching Japan Destroyer Division 7. Which one is that? Okay, good. It's this group. I'm still okay with that, because we have a lot of anti-aircraft stuff here. Yeah, this is still okay. We are definitely doing some damage, though. Let's crank up the speed. I don't know if it'll help. It'd be kind of fun if we were able to dodge a little bit more, too, right? I think we're taking evasive maneuvers. Meanwhile, all the time here, the Kagi and Kaga just doing their thing. So we probably do want to launch another strike, though, which I think we will launch. I find it much more effective, by the way, to go after targets than to send them to a location. But we have more stuff ready to go. So let's just ready the strike. Wait. Some of them are not ready. Well, ready the strike first. And then we'll get them out there. We're shooting down a lot of stuff. Probably because we have a good cap, and they don't really have one, I think. Gonna have to do some manual control here, I think. Okay, yeah, let's charge them. Gonna do manual control. I don't want to have to do this, but... Okay, there's that. Get you this way. So we do have, what is it, a common turn? And a... Oh, this is actually dangerous. Okay, so... We have 37,000 ton, the Revel class, the unsinkable, really. We know that a lot of hits have been scored, but we don't know on what. For example, we don't know if those torpedoes have hit. It looks like most likely have hit. So what scouting report do we want? The light carriers, I would guess, because I don't see any damage here. Since we have carrier advantage, I do want to back up. Let our carriers do their job. The thing is, I don't know how to get them to do their job because they oftentimes, as I said, let's have them aim for this. This is the 0025, 025 marker. Ready strike. Yeah, unfortunately, I think our turning here is not going to be favorable for us, at least at first, but yeah, we would really like you to listen to orders. Can you launch yet? Okay, so what we can do is launch 0. Turret disabled. Which turret is disabled? This is... Wow, what? We have a lot of damage. The rear one. Of course the rear turret's disabled. Okay, well, this is a good time for our destroyers to go in, which they kind of already are. Unfortunately, they're effing speed, man. I'm so pissed. These things are capable of 35 knots, and yet because we have this one stupid order of battle, fluke. They're not going to want to go this way. Let me tell you, I got enough destroyers that I think it's not going to be a good idea for them. Don't fire until you can see the whites of their eyes. Yeah, I think that's the orders we're going to give. Do we have more ready yet? Yeah, we only have... I don't understand exactly what's going on here. Like 0 and 0 doesn't make sense. I'm not going to launch that. Suppose that we just have to launch something. I don't really need to give them much of an escort, so we'll get them escorted by the Akagi's fighters. God, I want the O-25, right? This one? Range 20. Yeah, this is the one. Launch. We should just keep them in this area long enough for... Okay, prepare to launch. Torpedoes. We'll remove this restriction. Launch. Here we go. Get her done. Yes. Yes! Well, that's certainly given them reason to pause. Wow, they are bold, man. They did not care. Good. Actually, the best thing that happened, that could have happened, did. The one dreadnought, or destroyer that we didn't want, actually looks like it's going to be sunk. These guys are still in business. They are not done with their fun yet. Okay, we're not going to pursue, though. We'll let them come to us. We don't have that many torpedoes left anyway. But it gave us time to get away, and hopefully this will give us time to get our dive bombers on them. Good. Well, I gave her up as lost, but she's yet to die. She just won't die, Captain. She refuses to go down. She may end up taking some of these with her. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Oh! Who aimed that? It must have been this guy. The Akakazi with the down from downtown. What a hit. Pretty remarkable. I'm at this point very confident that their light carriers are both sinking. I'm going to assume that, although I didn't really... It should actually tell you what kind of type that they guess the type is. Unfortunately, we only have like 20 minutes left in this stream, but this is going to be a good fight. We'll have done a good one. In the meantime, at least. Get you guys to slow down a fair bit. Let's just pool our forces back up. Never good to overrun the carrier group. Wouldn't mind getting her to detach, though. Okay, well that's not a lot, but at least they found them. That's the good news. And how are you guys doing, by the way? 10, that's good. Ready everything. That's 0, so I'm not going to ready that. and 0. We do have some other ones ready to go, so let's go ahead and turn these right back out. It's not a bad strike. I think we'll set them to the same spot. Okay, launch. Enemy DD. So I didn't, it probably reported in the report what we were attacking, but I didn't see it. Bayard Helmer says launch that second strike. Yeah, so we already launched one. It's already, the second strike's already there, but the third strike is now, we're bringing it up. Yes, finally, finally, finally. I hate you. Wait. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. She's actually fine. I want the yayoi. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so you are a special child and you should be ashamed of yourself for being brought into this fleet battle. And with the damage we may do, I may choose to go back, but... Oh, they're approaching us. So maybe we have not sunk all of their stuff yet. Tough to say, huh? Ha, we shot down a lot of stuff. Oh, wow, so they attacked with 6 Yak-23 escorts. We did shoot down 2 of their fighters. Or is that our escort attacking? I don't know. I'm actually not sure. No, it is. It is our cap because we're the ones being... Yep, okay, there. We're approaching enemy ships now. I think we should just go. I mean, we've landed so many torpedoes that I don't think it's worthwhile for us to stay. Just let the carriers keep launching aircraft until the battle's over. So I'm going to get everyone down to 20 so that we're moving at a uniform speed here. Okay, good. Perfect. 3 torpedoes. Unfortunately, it's an unsighted, which means we don't know what the report is. Are they attacking, what, battlecruiser? Something? But whatever it is, it's 3 torpedoes is no joke. Okay, we have 3 more going in. Another torpedo hit. Let's start preparing some more stuff. Ready, ready. Ready, ready. Okay, so ready, strike. For those. I think I'm going to crash the game, but it keeps generating new whatever, just let it go. Lots of time left for airstrikes. And the Yaguri. Well, that's fine. You can have... Wait, no. Where's the Yaguri? How would they approach her? Oh. 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 Oh, 4. Oh, 5. Oh, God. Well, how's the damage? Not too bad. We're going slow enough. We'll probably slow down a bit more, but we'll wait a little bit of time. We can... Probably ought to have changed the cap to heavy or something like that, but we didn't. Anyway, I think we're doing okay in this battle. Taking 1 torpedo is not the worst situation, thankfully. So ours are returning. I don't know why they went that way. Can't wait to have the Soryus out. Yeah, so we're in pretty good shape, I think. We have a lot of aircraft in this area. We have a lot of anti-aircraft in this area, I should also say. So we should be okay. I think that I would be pretty confident in our success in whatever plane attacks. Wow. They hit a destroyer with a torpedo? That's incredible. That's really something. Maybe launch one last strike. We have some things ready. 3. This one's ready. 4. That's all in the Akagi. We have 11 going up. And then we have 19 over here, which is pretty good. And 1 fighter. 2 fighters. Oh, these are all... Well, we have enough. I'm going to launch that strike at the same position. I have no idea where they are, but just launch. Let them figure it out. And that should be the last strike of the night. Yeah, this is the one I don't care about. They are really going crazy with it, though. Excuse me. Dive bombers. That's actually very effective against... Look at her. She's avoiding. Good job, Yoi. We're going to bundle up here. This poor Yoyoi's like, come on guys, this is not funny anymore. Please let me back in. Nope, I'm sorry, you're not allowed. Apparently there's no more aircraft or fleets over here. We tried. So we don't know where they are anymore. That's fine. We're going home. And just to make sure we don't do anything stupid, let's... Flooding is still at 1. Very low damage, but... Take these guys down to 8. And we'll get everyone to AI control just so... I don't have to worry about it. Okay, good. So we lost 2 destroyers. They lost 1 battle... Oh, they lost a battlecruiser. They did not lose any of their light carriers. What the hell took so many torpedoes? I don't believe it. We sank it! It took 5 torpedoes. So what the heck took all their torpedoes? 1 torpedo was taken... Okay, that's ours. That's ours. Wow. Actually, I guess we must have gotten very unlucky on this one. She's 10,000 tons. A 10,000 ship taking even 1 torpedo is kind of devastating. But didn't have any luck on that. They have destroyers which took torpedoes and didn't sink? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I mean, it could happen, I guess. Let's... You know, pretend. That's amazing. Alright, anyways, that was a fun fight. We probably won't have time for another one. I have to wrap the stream up in about 15 minutes. So, that was a lot of fun, though. Let's kind of take a look at what all the ships were doing. So it looks like they sortied from here. And the light line is probably... Yeah, the light line is probably their light carriers. So what did they do? It's hard to say. Huh. I don't know. I'm like kind of impressed. I want to see that. I wish there was a way to bring up the report again. I kind of want to see how many aircraft those light carriers choose. Airdrop torps are much smaller. That's true, White Whale. That's a good point. That's the first thing I thought of, actually, when I said 1 torpedo. And I was like, oh, well, you know, it's a little bit less of a big deal to be hit by air-launched ones. So that Revell took 1 Japanese long lance, let's say. They're probably not as good as long lances yet, but took a powerful torpedo, and then they took 4 other, apparently, airdrop ones, which I think is an appropriate loss for them. But the fact that our Hokazi, which is a very meaty ship herself, sank, just makes me a little suspicious, you know? All right, well, that was interesting. Okay, monthly balance, did a ship can finish? We must have finished a ship. These are only 3 million. We can build 2 more, and let's do it. No questions asked, just do it. With a little bit of remaining money, I think we should honestly be investing in more destroyers. Let's take a look at how destroyer heavy we are. Very. I just think that they're so useful, though. What is wrong with you, Germany? Oh, are they still under the Versailles Treaty? They apparently are now not. Oh, they aren't as of 1930. What the hell is wrong with them? Why? What? Be kind of fun to go to war with them. Just build a lot of battle cruisers, which we don't have any. Oh no. Oh, we have 2. Right. We have the 2 that I was just talking about. We just fought them. Okay, well, aircraft types, we are researching that now. I don't think we're going to do anything else with this stream other than fight a few battles. We just don't have time. Damn it. Wow. Jeez, man. Wow, Seabass, thank you. Seabass says just stopping in before work to say hi. Both series continue to be fantastic. Tortuga, loving the German playthrough. Thanks, Seabass. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you recently got your ship commissioned. So, congratulations, Capitan. Honor and glory. Yeah, I mean, we're so far up in this fight. I don't really feel like fighting all these little ones. I'm not going to have enough time to fight a whole battle either. A convoy attack, maybe I have enough time. We'll do this quickly. This will probably be the last action. Oh my god, it's just this. Just don't care. What do they have defending, I guess I should ask first. Light cruiser. AMC. I mean, if they don't have any ships here either, we'll go for it. This might actually be strong enough to kill us. No, 3 6-inch guns. I think I can take that if we fight in formation at least. I'm waiting to see where their ships are. Battle cruisers? I don't think so. Waiting to see where the real meat of their fleet is. I think that's a destroyer. These might be... Well, we'll just go in and start sinking things until they decide to challenge us. We're going to go after this AMC. Nah, forget it. The AMC is going to be scrapped at the war's end anyway. Let's just get the job done and go home. We're going to encourage torpedo launches and go to the south side and just basically rain living hell over all these transports. They are in torpedo formation. Let loose. There we go. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? How do we not? Oh my god. I was not paying attention. We gotta go through the middle of them to preserve our ships. we're launching torpedoes at destroyers again. Not usually a good idea, but... So their AMC is coming back. That is going to have 6-inch guns. Let's just avoid that. And get out of here. Go home. Alright. That should be a mission accomplished, as well as... Whoops. Yes, good. Perfect. The weather will hide us. And I needed a short battle anyway, so that worked out exceptionally well. Alright, now the only thing I'm going to be looking for is flooding. I don't think we stuck around long enough to get flooding, so we should be okay. Well, that is going to be a concluding thing for my stream then. I guess that's all that I have time for right now. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I was really happy with the carrier battle. I'm still a little bit, I would say I'm an amateur about how to conduct those well so far, but all things in due time. Still, I think we accomplished this mission. There's a way to disable all planes from the game if that's more your style. Oh yeah, there is. Or you could just do... Yeah, so we didn't lose anything. Wow. We actually... This is a major victory for them because we didn't sink the merchants. It's kind of insane. Did their merchants actually get hit by torpedoes and not sink? That's pretty impressive. Yeah, we had one merchant hit by a torpedo and did not sink. All the better for them. It doesn't matter. We just, as long as we don't lose ships, we're happy. So yeah, I guess it's minor victory points. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to bring the Russians to an end in this game, but Origins report the U.S. Navy is putting strange mattress-like antennas on their ships. Why do they call them mattress-like antennas? Okay, we have early surface research radar. Fantastic. And air intercept control system, increased cap effectiveness. Fantastic. Quality 1 5-inch guns. This is really important because we weren't using the very effective 5-inch dual-purpose guns because we didn't have quality 1 yet, and now we do. We're still losing stuff to mines. Just going to decline all these battles. And I guess that we're not going to get a surrender very quickly, so... Well, I wish we would have gotten an invasion as well, but obviously that's not going to happen because the strategic point situation is not in our favor. Not enough. 357 to 102. I think it's a 4-1, but it might be a 3-1 advantage. If it's 3-1, we actually do have enough to invade. But since we have so many ships there, I guess it has to be 4-1. Yeah. So... Okay, one more turn. Let's just hope we have the invasion range. We have a new research category now. I think we'll put this to medium amphibious invasions because we have pretty substantial range. I feel like we're doing okay there. Fire control, well, we're at a... Well, I guess we can get better stuff than this. Russell says, good stream. Joy, nice way to enjoy the afternoon. Wow, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I think this is an 1.5-hour stream is a little bit easier for me than I usually do, like 2.5 hour, almost 3-hour streams, and it's gonna be a lot easier on my voice. So I hope Oak Tree's still up for a little Stardew Valley, maybe later. I have to go. The reason why I have to leave very soon is I gotta go help a friend. Not my preference. I mean, it sounds like I don't know why I said any of the last 2 sentences I said. I don't like helping people, so I make myself sound like. I just have to. I'm have an appointment to do some stuff, and otherwise I'd continue, but cannot happen. So let's just do one more turn of declining battles. Oh, a better fighter, maybe. Is it better? Yes. Yes in every way, yes. Wait. Slower. It's slower. No, wait, this is the better one. Which is not better because it has lower firepower, lower maneuverability, so we're going to cancel that. We don't want that. Man, I don't know why we're not being very effective with mines and mine sweeping, because we have a lot of ships doing that. Oh, well, I can't suppress this one. We will try, though. Oh, it's a home one, so we can't even suppress it. It's probably going to be tons of aircraft getting involved, and... Nope, won't be tons of aircraft. We'll just go into port. Nah, we don't even want to go into port, but... 20 knots. We'll stick around this area because lots of mines. I can make a superstructure for your CVL. Yeah, okay, fantastic. I'm so glad that that ended. Thank you. Yeah, I was actually thinking of outsourcing that. Just message me on Discord if you don't mind. Should be a link to the Discord below. But before I risk anything else, getting drawn into another battle, we will save and close here. So I guess there will be another quote-unquote finale episode for this Japanese series. I'd like to at least finish this war with Russia. We did have another carrier thing. I really ought to upload a clip, or I should say link to the clip of the light carrier versus the light cruiser battle from the previous video, which was like kind of silly. So hopefully I'll do that so that other people are aware of... I mean, there should be an option to target a ship which is currently visible. And then the fighters kind of... They obviously have a perfect scouting report because it's visible. You've seen it. So anyway, no flight deck on the CVL is glaring. Yeah, I know. I made it so nicely on the one before it when it looked at least halfway decent, especially for the stuff I normally do. Oh, we're actually getting radar on our ships now. Fantastic. It's just a search radar, it's not fire control radar, but it means that you would have some visibility beyond your visual range, which is nice. Anyway, thanks for everyone for joining. I had a fun time. I'm going to go do some stuff right now, and then I'll be back later on to do some stuff on my Discord, some multiplayer events. I was kind of thinking about doing some 7 Days to Die type stuff or something like that, if anybody's interested in just putzing around with some kind of Minecraft-y game. But anyway, that's if you're interested, just pop on the Discord, say hello. We have a Players Wanted channel there for arranging multiplayer games. But for everyone who is not going to be doing that, thanks for stopping by the stream anyway. I hope you're enjoying the Germany series. The next video will be up tomorrow. And I don't know. This channel will be basically nothing but Rule the Waves too until I get so sick of it that I need to do something else because I'm pretty happy with it so far. So thanks again for everyone joining. And I'm going to close the stream off. So, that's it for me. Take care.